everybody, happy Monday. Welcome back. I'm Brittany, today joined by Josh.
Hi everybody. We decided that we would get together and team up and do a vlog together.
Yeah, so grab a beer, grab a vape. We're just going to hang out and chit chat today. So you got a little sneak peek of Josh in my last video. He popped in for like a quick intro. So why don't you introduce yourself a little bit?
Well, they already know my name. I started vaping at the same time Brittany did. We started this journey together about a year and a half ago now. Actually, just a couple of days over. The 22nd was our 1.5 year anniversary smoke-free. And we started the exact same way. We started with the Kanger pen setup and gradually moved up to variable voltage, variable wattage, up through tanks, RDAs, up to regulated boxes and some unregulated boxes, and it quickly became less of a smoking deterrent and more of just a lifestyle as time went on.
Yeah, that's a really good way to put it. So basically the journey that I've taken with you guys here on YouTube, way down to the starter kits up to like now we're using, you know, our rouleaus and RDAs and stuff. We've been in it together this whole time. So that's really cool. We just kind of play off each other. We learn together and we just have found what we like from there.
What are you using today?
Today I've got my rouleau that I talked about a little bit in my last video with my slammed tugboat RDA. What do you have?
I'm also using my rouleau. It sounds so scripted when I ask her what she's using, like I haven't watched all day. The black rouleau with my black tugboat on top, usually my go-to. I've got two dual fused Claptons in here, 26 gauge core with 38 gauge nichrome 6 wrap, and ohms out at 0.22 ohms, 75 watts. It's been really nice. It's usually about where I land.
Right, and he also has been building fused Claptons for a while, just playing with different builds. So he's actually taken over on a lot of my builds too. Mine is a very similar build. I don't know all the technicalities, but I think he just adds an extra wrap to my coil so that it's not quite as low. Right now the rouleau is reading it at a 0.25 and I'm using it at 70 watts, which is 4.18 volts.
It's good stuff.
I've really been enjoying the Clapton builds that you put in these, more so than just like my simple 24 wraps. I still use those. But when I'm looking for something for, you know, better flavor, I think, then he's been doing all of his fancy builds for me.
And the Clapton is definitely superior when it comes to flavor. There's so much juice that gets held inside. The flavor is just incredible.
But it's not really necessary. I mean, you know, people vape what they like. And it's just, not only is it a lifestyle, but it kind of keeps us moving forward and learning more and just looking to achieve that next level, I think, right?
Yeah.
You know.
Pretty much. You know, it's like any lifestyle or hobby, however you want to put it, the more you do the same thing over and over, the more stagnant it gets. And I think that's what keeps a lot of the ingenuity going in the vape community as far as finding new things and new ways to experience what we've already experienced. And the possibilities just keep growing. Yeah,
and I mean, not every mod is going to be for every user. Everyone's got their own levels that they prefer. Some people will stick with a pen and that's good with them, which is awesome, you know, but it's for people who are just looking to expand on or learn something different. You know, there's a place for everybody in this community, and that's what I love the most about being a part of it, I think.
Yeah, there definitely is a sense of solidarity.
Yeah. So other than that, that's my setup, but I just went back to my staple honey pair in an E-Cig dripper. I haven't talked about these yet on my channel, but I think for the bottle itself, I am going to do a separate video. So stay tuned for that, maybe in February. What liquid are you using?
I'm currently using another one of our DIY creations. This is more of a yogurt blueberry flavor. I absolutely love it. It took a while to work out some of the wonkier ends, so it didn't make me gag. But also using in the E-Cig dripper bottle, we picked these up from Flawless down in California for I think $8 a pop, and went ahead and ordered a couple more after as backups and gifts. They're really handy.
They are. They're really good. And we didn't actually travel to California to pick these up. We bought them online.
You tell them that I walked there barefoot.
Yeah. I just think that they're super innovative, and I'll just give you more details in next month's video. So, but on the same lines of liquids, we did actually subscribe for the first time ever to Zample Box this month, and this box did arrive. Finally, there's a little bit of a postal nightmare story behind this guy.
And it's finally not due to the good people at Zample Box. Their customer service has been just top notch through the whole mess.
It really has.
It really fell on the post office.
Yeah. So, what I plan to do in the future is a designated Zample Box video every month. I think. I mean, we're gonna test that out. So I wasn't. Here, will you hold this for me?
Yeah.
I wasn't going to go through each bottle. Like we've tested out 2 of these flavors so far. So it's not really enough to come back with a full like flavor discussion, I don't think yet.
It hasn't been enough time.
No, but what I'd like to do in the future is, so for February's Zample Box video, it will be, the first half of the video will be kind of our thoughts on the flavors we received in January, and then the second half will be an unboxing of February's box. I think that might work. That sounds like it would be a good format for this channel. I'm not sure, but we'll try it out and see. I did, though, want to share some of the flavors we received this month, so we're going to let this guy do that.
Well, 6 flavors, as she said. We received Belgian from the Purveyors. They're based out of California. I Heart Donuts, also based out of California, or I Love Donuts, I guess is how it's pronounced. It's got the heart on it. Super, super excited to try that. I've heard good things about it. Never Say Pie by Bonsai Vapor. And then, let's see, Red Whip by Royal Heights. And I'm stumbling over my words, forgive me. I just learned how to read. Don't let her tell you. I have been this whole time. And then Patsy and Sally from Vape Gert, both super excited to try from them. You know, it's anything with Gert in it. I'm a big yogurt flavor fan. Yogurt and fruit seems to be my go-to. So I'm really excited about those.
What I also like about so with the Zample Box, obviously you get this card. The camera's not going to pick it up, but this is
blank
printed.
Sheet. We were making it all up.
This is a printed sheet of all the flavors you received, and it tells you not only the name of the liquid, the company it comes from, the flavor profile, but then it tells you where they're made. And all of these that we received anyway are U.S. made, and I hope that remains true to our Zample Box experience in the future. I'm all about supporting U.S. companies, you know, if I can. Of course, I love my Sigeli and different things, but if I can, I absolutely would. I appreciate U.S. companies. That's just...
Well, given that the vast majority of liquid makers in the U.S. are small business owners, it is pretty important to support them, at least I think.
Yeah.
And I know Brittany does as well. You know, these are just average people, as is, you know, the majority of the American industry. It's just average people who have built this together.
Yeah. Well, and that's why I also think, I mean, we'll get into advocacy a little bit, but that kind of plays a part to me in the reason for advocacy, you know, is because we need to stand up and keep moving and support all of these smaller companies that are like leading the industry and not handing it over to the government. So, yeah, we do have a little bit of advocacy stuff that we want to mention. I'm going to drip real quick, my easy dripper, and have a quick vape.
You know, we first started getting into advocacy, or I should say, rather starting paying attention more to advocacy, just watching YouTube videos and really learning about kind of the struggle that's been going on with vaping nationwide, states with their own silly laws. You can vape here, but you know, you can't vape there, or you can't vape here at all, but people can still smoke, or you can't vape anywhere but the privacy of your own home. It all seems pretty silly and based on misinformation. So we started paying more attention to it and getting involved in the fight. You know, there were petitions to the government last year, but it didn't end there. You know, we contacted our local representatives as well. I've just learned to speak also, apparently. We contacted them and sent emails, and of course got very generic responses. But the point is, we took that initiative and
Initiative,
will
yeah.
continue to take it in the future. As well as paying attention and lending some other people a hand. I got on board with the petition in Germany recently as well.
Oh, right,
And,
yeah. That
not
was a big
speaking.
deal, and it
Yeah,
worked. I mean, they achieved what they were aiming for.
they did. And congratulations to our German friends
Yeah,
for
pulling
standing up
together
and
and
putting up a fight. Not being able to speak German made it super difficult to navigate that petition.
yeah.
But a little bit of Google Translate and some instruction from another site got me through it okay. But, it's important to be aware of what's going on and what lawmakers are trying to do with vaping, because there's a common misconception that I think a lot of people, non-vapors, have, that think it'll be around forever, or even vapors have, just going, well, it'll be around forever, they can't stop it. And if we let them, some of these very rich and powerful groups will take it away from us if we let them do that.
Yeah, and not only that, but create a black market, and
That's a possibility.
yeah, we've read some good articles recently, and I also want to talk about an audio clip that we listened to. It wasn't through Not Blowing Smoke, but they linked to another website that they either support or sponsor. But anyway, it was a SAFATA interview with a California representative. His name was Duncan Hunter, and as a representative, he's also a vapor. So listening to the interview really, I think, put a human perspective on things. He's all for, vapor advocacy and not letting this fall apart and letting the government just shred this industry and take control over every little detail. I won't get into specifics on the interview, but I'll link it below. It's a really, really good listen.
It's worth hearing for sure. And,
Yeah, I
and all you guys
recommend
in
it.
California, if you see Mr. Hunter, he deserves a round of applause.
Or a high five.
That man's got it together.
Yeah. And it just, because a lot of times I think the average person like me, whenever we think of representatives and congressmen, we tend to think of just these men, these big men in suits that throw out big words that try and intimidate.
Or women.
Or women, and he just really put just an average Joe touch on it that just made that interview spectacular. I think his views and his opinions, he kind of spoke for the entire industry as a whole, I think, and very well. I mean, he was a good representative for vaping advocacy, I think.
As far as that goes too, it's important to remember that not all representatives share our concerns as a vaping community. And these are elected officials, and being a registered voter is a big part of getting things done. And we all really do need to reach out to our representatives and let them know, if you're not a person who cares about what I care about as a voter, I'm going to have to vote in somebody who does.
Yeah. So that's all. I mean, that's just kind of our blurb on advocacy. We're not here to cram it down your throats or anything. But, if you vape and you like what you're vaping on, it's worth getting involved in, because this has the potential to change very quickly. So get involved. Join CASA. You can sign up for email alerts. You can search calls to action in your state, your county, your city, if that, involves the area you live in. We don't really have a whole lot of it going on here in Colorado, but we do receive, their national calls to action. Same with Not Blowing Smoke. Those guys are doing some really good work. They have some kind of new campaign they're working on. I'm really looking forward to that. They have billboards now, a couple different billboards, I think in different states. But they're working really hard with other, local vape shops even. Maybe not so much here that I've heard about, but shops around are trying to get fundraising together so that they can host, or do you host a billboard? You post a billboard.
I think you purchase advertising space on the billboard.
I mean, I'm not sure all the finer details of how it works, but I know that there are shops in certain areas pooling together to fundraise so that they can have a billboard in their area. And I just think that that is spectacular. I think that's awesome.
Yeah. The more we can squash misinformation with the truth, the better off we're all going to be.
Yeah. So that's all. Just get involved, do some research, and stand up for what you believe in. Other than that, I don't know. Do we have any like improv stuff to throw in?
You want me to do like a comedy set?
Oh no. No.
I'm not funny.
So yeah, we just thought we would test out this format, on a monthly vlog. And I think it's nice to bring Josh in to have like a different perspective than my own. We do have very similar tastes in a lot of things, thus we're both using our rouleaus with our tugboats. But it's, he's gotten more into like the coil building stuff, as we mentioned earlier, and we both keep up on advocacy, but he's the one who really like hones in and finds these like audio clips and interviews, and I stay up on it, but he does a much better job. So I just thought for a monthly vlog it would be fun to bring him in to add like a fresh perspective on things maybe I hadn't thought of. So I don't know, we'll see how the format goes and what the response is on the monthly vlog, but I think it's a good idea and we should keep plugging forward with it.
That sounds good to me. I've been wanting to get involved for a while now with Brittany and her videos. She has so much fun doing it, and I'm glad she was able to start up again in the new year and move forward. And I think again, first time talking. The new format is fun, and I like the prospect of being part of it and seeing you guys every couple of weeks and just checking in and saying hey and saying thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for all the support.
So thumbs up for Josh. I'm thinking about bringing him back in on the sample box videos as well, only because palettes are so different with flavors and all of that I don't want to give only my opinion on different flavors because they're totally different than his. So I thought what we would do is just test out the flavors for our sample box. Well, we're going to share them. But maybe he has some tidbits to add that I would pass over and things like that. So maybe he'll be back in the sample box video. I think that would work really well. Again, fresh perspectives. So, all right. Well, you ready to get out of here? And I guess we got to do chores and stuff.
Yeah, back to real life. It's much more fun here with you guys.
So thanks for coming and hanging out with us. Hope you had a good time. Hope we were able to, just bring some ideas your way.
And nice to meet everybody. Thanks again for letting me sit in. Hopefully it wasn't too painful. I'll try and speak a little more clearly next time, and I'll work on that reading.
Well, your first YouTube video is always usually different. You kind of have to ease into it. But I think you did a really good job.
I didn't have a sneezing fit or cross my eyes or anything.
And you didn't fart. All right, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week. We'll see you next week for a Monday video of who knows what. Stay tuned and you'll find out. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.